Welcome back to our podcast. I'm Jackson. Today, we're diving into a topic that connects us all, social media. But first, let's say hi to my co-host, Bonnie.
Hey, Jackson. I'm really excited about today's topic. Social media is such a big part of our lives, especially for teens like me.
Absolutely. Before we dive in, let's introduce 3 vocabulary words we'll use today: engagement, influencer, and algorithm.
Got it. Social media really impacts our mental health, and I think it's important to talk about that.
I completely agree. Many teens use platforms like Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok. I've seen studies showing that excessive social media use can lead to anxiety and depression.
I've read similar things. For example, a study by the American Psychological Association found that teens who spend more than 3 hours a day on social media are more likely to report mental health issues.
That's significant. And it's not just about the time spent online. The content we consume matters, too. When we see edited photos or highlight reels of others' lives, it can create unrealistic expectations.
Exactly. I feel pressure to look perfect online sometimes. It can lead to negative self-image, especially when comparing myself to influencers who seem to have it all.
Influencers certainly play a big role in shaping perceptions. Some promote healthy lifestyles, while others may promote unattainable beauty standards. It's a double-edged sword.
Definitely. I recently watched a documentary featuring Dr. Lisa Orboston, a licensed psychologist. She mentioned that social media can amplify feelings of inadequacy and isolation, especially during formative years.
That's a great point. It's important to remember that what we see online isn't always real. Many influencers edit their photos heavily or present curated versions of their lives.
And that can affect mental health. For instance, a survey by the Royal Society for Public Health found that Instagram was one of the most harmful platforms for mental health, particularly for young people.
That's alarming. We also need to talk about online privacy. Many users don't realize that sharing personal information can lead to unwanted attention or cyberbullying, which can further impact mental health.
Exactly. Cyberbullying is a huge issue. I read about a teenager who faced harassment online, which led to severe anxiety and depression. It shows how real the consequences can be.
And we can't forget about the algorithms. They can create echo chambers, reinforcing negative feelings by only showing content that aligns with our fears or insecurities.
Right. Algorithms decide what we see based on our past interactions. This can limit exposure to diverse viewpoints and create a skewed reality.
So, what can we do to avoid overindulgence? I've read that setting time limits on social media can really help. Apps like Screen Time or Digital Wellbeing let you track your usage.
That's a great idea. Also, following accounts that promote positivity, mental health awareness, and real-life stories can help counteract negative content.
Exactly. Dr. Orboston also suggests taking regular breaks from social media. Even a day or 2 can help reset your mind and reduce anxiety.
And finding alternative activities, like reading, exercising, or spending time with friends in person, can also be beneficial. It's all about balance.
Before we wrap up, let's revisit those vocabulary words we introduced earlier.
Sure.
First, engagement refers to how much people interact with content, likes, comments, and shares.
Next, an influencer is someone who has a large following and can impact their followers' opinions and choices, often through sponsored posts.
Finally, an algorithm is a set of rules that social media platforms use to decide what posts appear in your feed. It affects our daily experiences online.
That's a wrap for today's episode. Remember, it's important to engage with social media in a way that feels healthy for you.
Yes, and don't hesitate to seek help if you find social media affecting your mental health. Thanks for listening. Until next time.